In the time that I've not been posting YouTube videos, I have got some new clubs. So in today's video, we're going to do what's in the bag. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back. My name's Jack, this is Jack Lee Golf. Like I said in today's video, we are doing a full what's in the bag. So there have been a lot of changes since the last one of these that I did. I think the last one of these that I did were about a year ago. I've kind of switched brand, so for the longest while I was Ping. I won't say through and through, but I really enjoyed using Ping products and they've been really good to me, really looked after me in the, probably since I turned pro or even just before. So, but as you can now see, I'm very much a TaylorMade player. So which side of the set should we start from today? Let's go putter first. So we have got a TaylorMade Spider. It's a Spider X. It is with the slanted neck, as you can see there. One thing that you'll find today is that I am an idiot and there's a lot of stupid stories around quite a lot of these clubs. So the first stupid story is that I really enjoyed using this putter. Went for a night out with a close friend. He said he wanted my putter and I did not want to sell him my putter. And he said to me, oh, just give us a price. So I came up with a silly price and he agreed to it. So I sold this putter to my good friend Alex Nath for 150 quid. Had a couple of putters since, really didn't get on with him. And then I texted him with my tail in between my legs and looking at him like that, and I said, can I please have that putter back? So we did a bit of a deal. I gave him some lessons for this putter back, and it's been all right ever since, you know, so I do like it. It is 35 inch, recently extended. It's got a super stroke 1.0 pistol grip on it, and I do like the feel of this one. KBS CT Tour putter shaft. It's in quite good nick as well. I don't really tend to look after my putters that well, but it's had its head cover on, it's been pretty good. Speaking of the head cover, another funny story. This is not the original head cover. It is black with a little bit of red, and I like that, right? Because obviously being a United fan, United. One of the gents that I teach, Matt Merriman, don't know this, so if he's watching this video, this is the first time that he's going to realise. We shared a buggy other week, and my head cover fell off, his head cover fell off, and I prefer the look of this one, so I robbed it off him, so. Putter, TaylorMade Spider X, liking it. I'm very temperamental with my putting. I'd still say that despite some good work that I did with Luke Allen here at Ickleton a couple of months ago, it's improved. Still probably the worst part of my game though. Still cost me some shots from time to time, but if I can get on top of this as much as I would like to, fingers crossed, I might start playing some decent golf soon. Next up, my favourite part of the set, my wedges. Recently stamped. So first and foremost, these are TaylorMade milled grind 3 wedges, the newest part of my set, definitely. We've got a 50, 55 and a 60. Bouncers, we've got 10 degrees on the 60, 12 degrees on the 55 because it's an 11 degree head and I've bent a degree onto it. Whenever you bend a degree onto the head, you also add a degree of bounce. And we've got a 50 degree, which is 9 degree. All standard bounce, all pretty stock in that sense. Recently got them stamped. My friend Oliver, who used to work with us, now works at Tankersley Park Golf Club. He recently stamped them up for me. And as you can see, they've got silly words on them. I'll talk you through it. We're in Portugal, good friend of mine, Tyler Stocks. I say good friend of mine all the time. One of my best mates, Stocko, he was slightly inebriated at the time, took a swig out of his pint of Superbock and he says, do you know what? That is up there with daylight and electricity. So, my 60 degree says Superbock, my 55 degree says daylight, and my 50 degree says electricity. Been loving these. I've been Vokey last couple of sets, so I've just made the switch to TaylorMade, kind of primarily because the rest of my set is TaylorMade and I just wanted to try them out. Spec wise, very similar to what I've had before, so I go slightly softer in the wedge shafts. We're at a Project X 5.5, a little bit softer just to help me retain some spin. I've gone for the black and red United multi-compound grips. Yeah, liking these. So wedges, TaylorMade mill grind 3. We then move it up into the iron set. So I'm going to show you 7 to wedge. Again, I've gone for a combo set. In my pings, I had I200s and I-blades, 4 to 6, 7 to wedge. I200s, I-blades, that kind of thing. In my wedge to 7 iron setup now, I have got the very beautiful TaylorMade MBs, so absolutely loving these. I had my reservations as to whether I could, whether I could use these or not, but one thing that's been, without sounding too big-headed, fairly decent in my game in the last couple of years has been my ball striking. So I definitely feel as though I can get away with playing with these, certainly in the 7 to wedge section. Right, slight change of scenery, we're on the 18th tee now. Right, so we're talking about lower irons. So yeah, 70 pitching wedge, TaylorMade MB. One thing it took me a little bit of time to get adjusted to was the lofts. They are definitely weaker lofted. So I've been finding that my distances are probably a little bit decreased compared to what they used to be with my old pings, but the levels of spin have increased. So if anything, I can, I've got a little bit more control when it comes to the shorter stuff now. Just a slight word of warning for you guys, when they came out of the factory, due to manufacturer's tolerances, they weren't the lofts that they should have been. So I went to check my lofts because I wanted to strengthen them ever so slightly, and they were a little bit off, a little bit out. So important that you visit your local pro. If he's got a loft and line machine, make sure you check in your loft and lines, because they do come out the factory a little bit off sometimes. So, but thankfully we're back on top of these. They're slightly stronger than what they were at the factory, but I still think slightly weaker than what my pings were. So the forge, they feel absolutely beautiful. Shafts wise, a little bit stiffer than what I've got in the wedges. So Project X 6.0, United Golf Pride multi-compound grips on again. So coming into the top half of my iron set, we've now gone TaylorMade MCs. So the thinking behind these were, I put these in the bag for a bit more help and forgiveness, but as you'll see in a clip that I'm going to put in now, they're equally as frightening as the TaylorMade MBs. So put the 4-iron down for the first time, and I thought, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to hit these. But seeing as though, like I said earlier, and again without trying to sound too big-headed, my ball striking's all right, so I get away with using them. And if anything, I've been striking these like really nice. The forge feels superb. I think they do offer a little bit of help and friendliness compared to the MBs, so I'm kind of glad I've not gone MBs throughout the set. Glad I made the switch. The biggest reason as to why I made the switch was the aesthetics. I don't think there's a better looking iron than both of these out there at the minute, and then as they've come, feel-wise, they've been absolutely superb, and performance-wise, they've been pretty good as well. So all in all, delighted with these irons so far. Right, as we get into the woods, I want to show you something. I would like to say a big thank you to the guys at Craftsman Golf. They sent me these absolutely beautiful leather head covers, and they've also sent me, whereabouts is it, this even better scorecard holder. So we see we've got the JL logo, and we've also got the Sunday Club logo. Logos wise, this is slightly off topic, but I'm going to get the Sunday Club logo there. I'm not going to get my name on because I'm not that kind of guy. So, but yeah, big thank you to Craftsman Golf. I know this has been a few weeks in the making, me thanking the guys for this, but yeah, you can see we've got one wood for the driver, fairway wood and hybrid. The top quality, absolutely no signs of wearing, despite me using these quite often over the last couple of months. But yeah, they've been absolutely great, so thank you very much, guys. There are still 2 clubs in my bag that aren't TaylorMade and are still in fact ping. The first of which is my trusty and reliable Ping G410 4 hybrid. So for you guys that can remember previous what's in the bags, I've had this for quite a while now. It's got a Ping Toss 85 stiff shaft in it, multi-compound grip again, not quite the United ones that I've got in the rest of them, but it still is a multi-compound. 22 degrees on the small minus, so I believe it's down at 21 degrees. This goes further than my 4-iron. Obviously shorter than my 3-wood. Very good out of tricky lies, so if it gets in a little bit of rough, I find it very easy to dig it out with this. Ball flight wise, very easy to hit the high floaty ones into second shots into par 5s, that kind of stuff. But also I find it very easy to knock this one down. Reason this got in the bag and my old Titleist driving iron went out of the bag was because as easy as I find it to hit stingers with the 3/2 iron, very hard to hit it high, very hard to get it landing soft, and this kind of comes into its own in that sense. So a very good club, this one's staying in. I haven't really done much testing when it comes to TaylorMade hybrids, although could get replaced in future, but I'm not sure. One club that certainly isn't getting replaced, because I did a YouTube video on this specifically dedicated to this club quite a while ago. This is my Ping G3 wood. It's starting to look a bit old now. I don't know if you can see this, but it's got a little bit of wear on the shaft just there. Ping G, 14.5 degree head, lofted up, so I believe it's at 15.5. Ping Tour X stiff shaft, not the United multi-compound grips, but again it's a multi-compound. I absolutely love this club. If ever the driver, which you'll see shortly, starts to misbehave, which it occasionally does sometimes, this is a very good trusty backup club. It's mint off the deck, it's mint off of a tee. I can hit draws, I can hit fades, I can hit it low, I can hit it high. It's just mint. There's nothing that TaylorMade can offer, I don't think, that will be able to get this out of the bag. The only way that I think this might eventually come out of the bag is if I were to smash the face in again, as I've done once previously. So, right, exciting stuff now. Driver time, the big dog. It's new, it's TaylorMade, it is a Stealth 2.0. Had a little bit of weirdness with my driving recently. So I used to have a TaylorMade Sim 2 driver. When I first got fitted for it, I've still got the same shaft as what I got fitted for, the Speeder 661 Evolution Tour X Flex. But I had it down 8.25, and then I would say recently, but it's probably been about 6 months ago, I started noticing some real low spin numbers with the driver. It got to the point where it was becoming pretty much unplayable. So my thinking behind this one was I was to deviate away from the 9-degree head, certainly was not going to loft it down. We are now at 10.5, and on the next setting it is slightly up in loft. One thing I'm not mad keen on about this is that I did prefer going down on the loft sleeve because it opens the face slightly. A bad one for me still tends to be the one that I'll turn too far from right to left. So by going up in loft, it does make the face sit a little bit closed. But I've had to do this because of the low spinning nature of what I was seeing in drivers previous. So even by having this driver, which is a low spinning head, so you know it is designed to be a bit more of a high swing speed kind of golfer's club, even at 10.5 I was finding that I weren't getting the launch that I wanted to. So we're up, I think it's like 11 and a little bit now. The weight setting is in neutral, the shaft remains the same, and it's been a little bit more successful recently. One thing I will say is that I do like the feel of this carbon face, and I think it looks pretty cool as you sit it down, you know. Definitely different to what we probably as traditional golfers have been used to over the last few years, and I'm talking about this like it's been released last week. It's been out for a fair while now, so. But yeah, I am really liking it. Main reason as to why I went to the Stealth 2 over Callaway Paradigm, over Titleist TSR3, over Ping G430, it's black and red. It's Man United colours. So I saw that colour scheme and I thought I need to have that driver in my life. So yeah, that is pretty much it. So mainly tailor-made now. Couple of bits of ping in there that's going to be very hard to get out of the bag. Interesting story about these alignment sticks. You'll see that they are wooden and got a bit of a rainbow pattern on them. Went to Royal Birkdale recently with my friend Craig, played there for his like 30th birthday. Got to the till, what do Americans call it? Got to the cash register. Yeah, got to the front desk in the pro shop. The gent at the counter said, "You are aware how much these alignment sticks are, aren't you?" And at that point, I was in too deep, and I was never really going to say no. And I said, "No, I don't know how much they are. Just rip it off like a plaster or a band-aid." And so we did, and yeah, they were more expensive than I thought they were going to be. However, they are very nice. I've not used them in lesson because I daren't, and they're made out of wood, and they do seem quite brittle, which ain't great. But yeah. Cool. Just some extra bits and bats before we finish. I've still got the Alpha rangefinder. It's as good as anything that I've found value for money wise. It is this model. If you were to go onto the Alpha website, it is the black and red one. I can't remember the item specifics exactly, but it's absolutely mint. It's got slope on it. For the Alpha rangefinders, if you want some discount, use my code at the checkout. I think it's Jack Lee Golf for 5% off. I don't think there is anything. You've seen my scorecard holder. Golf balls that I'm using now. This is an interesting one. So we're currently using Titleist Pro V1s, number 11, lucky number, and on the side my marking is Seedy Boy. In the most recent Portugal holiday that I spoke about earlier with Stocko, another one of our friends, Louis, he says a lot of stuff that's incredibly random. I think he thinks in memes. One of the memes was this one. I'll put it on screen for you. You've probably seen it already. Seedy Boy! Seedy Boy! We were shouting that about for about 5 days. I say it pretty much every day since I've come home. It's fully ingrained into my memory, and now it's on my golf balls as well, so that's great. Little Allwoodley towel. Very lucky to have a friend that is an assistant professional at Allwoodley, so we get across to there a couple of times a year. Ball markers wise, let me show you, I've got a couple kicking about in here. Car keys, you're not too fussed about them. Got a little ball marker thingy here, so in case I ever want to put the line back on. I'm going without a line at the minute though, and it's not working too bad. Ball markers wise, got a bit of a selection, so we've got a nice one from Birkdale here. Europe Ryder Cup colours, blue and yellow. Got a pitch mark pair from Valdilobo, that's nice. Young Sam, a junior that I teach, brought me this back from when he went to America, so that stays in there. Some sentimental value with that one. Got a marker from Ganton, Red United, obviously. This is a pitch mark pair from JCB. Very lucky to play JCB a couple of months ago. It's all wore off now though, so that's great. This is a pitch mark pair that were brought back to me from Chris Senior, Snowy, from Hawaii. Worked out in Hawaii a little bit. And the last one is one of my favourite markers. It's an Open Championship one from Royal Birkdale again. Cool. One last thing that I forgot to add as well is that this bag is not the one that I ordered. However, I do absolutely love it. Of course, it's Man United colours. I ordered just a little carry bag, and this is what turned up. And when it did turn up, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have that. So, TaylorMade Tour Staff cart bag, I think it's called, something like that. No, it's not a cart bag, it's just a Tour Staff bag. It's got the 2 for the Stealth 2 on it there. I absolutely think it's mint. I probably won't be using it all the time because I'm one of them kind of guys that just like slinging his clubs in his car and carrying them about. But when I want to feel like the bee's knees, this one's getting pulled out. So like that. So there we go, that was my what's in the bag for this 2023 season. I can't see there being much change as we move further into the season. If you've liked this video, please make sure you're doing the usuals. Leave me a comment in the section below. What videos would you like to see me do next? Like I said in the last video, I'm going to be doing a video a week now, so very much looking forward to that. What's your favourite out of this set? And leave me also another comment in the section below. What clubs are you rocking at the minute? I'd love to hear it. That's pretty much it from me today. I've enjoyed this. Look forward to the next one. Laters.